All right. All right. In order to say that these are bisecting, in order to say that this ray bisects the angle, we have to know what bisect means. So can anybody tell me what bisect means?
Cut in half. Cut an angle in half.
It means more than just cut in half.
It's a segment that separates an angle into two equal or congruent angles.
Right. It
Actually, right.
cuts the angle into two congruent angles. So what are my two angles that I want to be congruent here?
A and C.
All right. So we want to say that the angle ABD is congruent to what? Angle CBD. That's our goal for this problem. Our goal is to be able to say this. Okay? And if we can say this, then we can say that ray BD bisects this angle, right?
Right.
All right, because that's what the definition of bisect means. All right, so before we can get to this part, what do we need? Or what are the things that we do know? We don't know that this is true yet.
We know that
What are the things we do know?
BD is congruent to DB by the property.
I was gonna say AC is by definition radius, or they're congruent by definition radius.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that.
You're going to say AC?
AB. Definition of radius.
A and C?
Yeah, they're both congruent.
They're just points.
A, B,
Okay,
C,
BA
D.
and BC.
BA and BC?
Yes.
Is that what you said, Dalton, too?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
That's what I was going to say.
Okay. All right, let me write this down. Okay. So here's how this is going to work. For every statement that we make, all right, so here's a statement. BD is congruent to BD. Is that true?
Yeah, by reflection.
Okay, the reason is reflexive property. All right, so every statement has a reason. Okay, the next statement that y'all made was AB is congruent to, what'd you say? CB or BC, same difference. And that reason is definition of radius. Okay? They are both radii of the same circle, so they have to be congruent. What?
There's another one, right?
Yes, there's another one.
AD is congruent to CD because of the radii of congruent circles.
AD is congruent to CD, and your reason is they are radii of congruent circles. All right? You could also say definition of radius here if you wanted to. Can you see it all? So we have BD congruent to itself. That's what the reflexive property says. So you have to have a reason to say that they're congruent. Yeah. Yes, we're going to do the triangle thing next. Do we have two triangles here?
Yes.
What are the two triangles that we're looking at?
ABD, CB.
BC, BAD,
BAD and BCD. It's the same thing that you said too. Okay. Well, let me draw those so you can see them.
You don't have to. What's it?
Okay, so we have triangle BAD. All right. Everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
And we have triangle BCD. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
All right, and what are the things that we've said are congruent?
A, B, C, D.
AB and CB are congruent.
BD,
BD is congruent to itself,
AD, CD.
and AD and CD are congruent. So what can we say about these two triangles?
They're congruent.
They're congruent. Why?
Axiom
Two.
2.
By axiom 2.
Side, side, side.
Alright, so triangle BAD is congruent to triangle BCD. Remember, order matters. And that reason is
Axiom 2. Side, side, side.
axiom 2.
Now could you use another reflexive property?
No, not the reflexive property.
Now, angle ABD. congruent to CD.
Alright, so we've said these two triangles are congruent now. So does that tell us that other things are congruent? What does it tell us is congruent now? Angle ABD, this angle,
CPCFC.
this angle is congruent to which one?
CBD.
CBD, which is this angle. Alright, what else is congruent?
Every other.
ADC?
C,
Or
like
AD?
It don't matter, does it?
CDB and AUB.
CDB, this angle, is congruent to ADB, this angle.
But we'll like to put one of them.
No, yeah, we only need one of these, but I
BAD
want you to
and
see
BCD.
what all is congruent. BAD is congruent to BCD. Alright, all of that is because of what?
Axiom 2.
CDCFC.
CPCFC. What is CPCFC?
Congruent or
Corresponding parts.
Corresponding parts, like this angle and this angle, of congruent figures, like this triangle and this triangle,
Are congruent.
are congruent. So I want to use that in my next statement.
True.
But I don't need all three of these angles. Which angle do I need?
ABD and CBD.
I need that angle ABD is congruent to
CBD.
angle CBD. Oh, that's what I have here.
Just type out the reason.
By
CPCFC.
CPCFC. Alright, this is my next statement. Angle ABD is
Therefore.
congruent to angle CBD
Therefore,
by reason CPCFC.
BD is bisector.
Alright, and my final statement.
Therefore, BD is bisector of angle ABC.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
By.
Therefore, ray
definition of
BD
bisector.
bisects angle ABC
By definition of
by
bisector.
definition.
Of bisector.
I could spell that. Bisector.
Sector
All right.
or-
Bisector is in your notebook and it has a definition. CPCFC is in your notebook and it has a definition. Axiom 2 is in your notebook and it has a definition. Radius is in your notebook and it has a definition. Reflexive property in your notebook. All of your reasoning has to come from that notebook. It has to be definitions or axioms, and later on it has to be a theorem that we have already discussed. It can't be stuff in the future. It has to be stuff that we've already discussed. Alright, does that kind of clear up some stuff? Those of you who took the quiz. Do you see how I had it? I kind of gave you a few reasons and you had to fill in the statements. I might switch that up. I may give you the statements and let you come up with the reasons. I think that'll be a little easier to start off with.
Yeah, yeah. That's what we want.
I think it'll be easier for me to give you the statements.
Which is that?
Give us the statements.
Any questions?
Give us the statement.
I'll give you that at first.
I'd rather have the reasons. Good statement.
The thing about writing the statements is I don't know if I'm going to use the same letters that you will. You know what I mean?
Just tell us.
Exactly.
I'll have to.
Or you can write the reasons.
It's all good to me.
And we would draw the figure and do the